Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying the content lately. I've been trying to change it up a little bit, clean up the language, things like that, and I've been trying to provide a little bit better, more content for you guys as a result. Today, I want to give a shout out to my boy, Michael from Flat Rate Master. I'll put the link down in the description so that way you guys can check him out. Puts out a lot of really good videos, ones that have to do with tools, being a mechanic, being in the trade, working at an independent shop. The guy does videos on just about everything you could possibly imagine. So make sure you check him out. I'll put the link down in the description for you guys. That being said, today's topic is going to be my favorite pry bars. I've got two different styles of pry bars here. One of them I have that I brought from the shop, so I can take it back to work tomorrow. But it's my Snap-on pry-bar set that I've had for at least 8 years. And I've absolutely loved these pry-bars through and through. I really do. I'll show you guys a couple of the features that each pry-bar set comes with and what I actually like about them. I actually also have an indexing pry-bar set brought to you from MATCO. So I've got a MATCO indexing pry-bar set that I'm going to show you too. I appreciate it. There are cheaper options out there. I know that Gear Wrench makes an indexing pry bar set. I know that Craftsman has some pretty good strike cap set pry bars, but we're going to talk about the two pry bar sets that I have, why I like them so much, and the features and benefits that you can expect to get out of these pry bars. Then all you have to do is try to find something that's similar in nature that might cost you a little bit less. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into it and take a look at some pry bars that I got, and then we'll talk about it later on. Alright, so first up to the plate, you see I've got three pry bars in front of me. Again, I brought my Snap-on strike handle pry bar from work back here to the house just so I can do this review. I absolutely love this pry bar through and through. One, for the plastic handle. Two, for the way that the strike cap is. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Snap-on pry bars, the pry bar itself comes all the way through the handle out to the end of the strike cap. So that way all the brunt and all the force from throwing a hammer at the back of the strike cap goes through the handle and it hits whatever it is that you're trying to hit. I've had these things now for 8 years. I've had this entire pry bar set. I think it was like a 5-piece pry bar set. I've had them for 8 years and I absolutely love them. Can't think of any other pry bars I would like to have. I've owned Craftsman, the soft grip ones. I've owned Harbor Freight, the soft grip ones. I have bought the strike grip Craftsman ones and gave them away to a buddy named Lloyd over at the Chrysler dealership. And I think those ones are pretty awesome as well. However, I do not have them in front of me. What I do have in front of me is my Snap-on strike pry bar. I absolutely love these things. I only had to buy them one time and I've had them for over 8 years. I have never looked at a pry bar outside of the Snap-on ones at all unless I was buying them to do a giveaway on. I know that MATCO makes a pretty nice set. Cornwall makes a pretty nice set. But overall, I've been really impressed and I've been feeling like this is the most comfortable strike bar that I could have ever purchased. So big thumbs up to Snap-on in this regard. If you guys don't like Snap-on, not a big deal. Go ahead and try to find one that's of equal or greater quality. I do not recommend buying soft grip handles with no strike cap because you're going to beat them and bash them up, and eventually that bar is going to come to the bottom. Maybe the handle slides forward a little bit onto the strike bar itself, and you're just not going to, they're just not going to hold up over time. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention before we start talking about the indexing pry bars is that you really cannot steer away from the style of strike bar that this is right here. I mean, realistically, you're going to run into situations where you just need this specific angle and this specific approach when you're prying like cylinder heads loose, if you're prying suspension components down like a lower control arm, if you're just trying to move an alternator, things like that. This is the style that you're going to want for most applications, this style right here. For most applications, this is going to be your go-to pry bar set. Now, For other applications and other weird stuff, you might want something like this indexing pry bar that I have here from MATCO. Now, I've got two of them here, but we'll talk about this one in my hand, which is pretty much the same exact thing as the one behind it, but in a smaller version. On one side, you have a push button that you can adjust, and you can depress it and lock it into specific spots to where you can get some really oddball angles if you really need to get down into something to pry it just a little bit loose and to move things about. Now, I have found a few circumstances that I actually needed this specific pry bar over something like the generic style that we're all used to and accommodated by. I have found that this is actually a pretty cool tool. I've actually used these quite a bit, especially being at the independent shop, and a lot of my colleagues have actually asked to borrow these specific indexing pry bars as a result. They absolutely love them. There are certain circumstances that you're going to run into where you need an indexing pry bar, something that has a little bit more leverage, something that has a little more bite than the average pry bar like this. So I absolutely love these. I have noticed that Gear Wrench does make a similar style of pry bar, an indexing pry bar, but they do not have the soft grip handle. During cold weather, I find that the soft gripped handle is definitely a must. I mean, at least for me. I get cold pretty quickly. You can call me a sissy or whatever else, but I get cold pretty quickly. So I love having an insulated handle just specifically for that purpose. You might not care. Maybe you live in a warmer climate and you don't have a need for it. But I specifically like the comfort grip style indexing pry bars. I also like the plastic ones. The plastic ones hold up well and they don't get cold in my hand either. So just having something other than solid metal is definitely a plus. But I wanted to bring this to your guys' attention because maybe you don't know about indexing pry bars. Maybe you only know about the generic style. There are other styles out there to choose from. So again, if you're in need of buying a pry bar set or you're looking to buy a pry bar set, just know that nothing really beats the generic style pry bar. You can buy them from whomever you want. If you want to go with soft grip, go with soft grip. I recommend buying something that has a striking cap on it because you are going to beat it up with a hammer. It is going to happen. Hopefully you don't end up wearing the tool out faster than you can have it. Like I said, I've had those Snap-on ones now for over 8 years and I absolutely love them. I've got no regrets in buying them. They've made their money and then some. I absolutely love having them. The recent purchase that I've had, and I've had them for about 6 months, has been the indexing pry bar set from MATCO. Again, you can buy them from Gear Wrench. You can order them online through Amazon, things like that. But that's another feature that can be beneficial during certain circumstances as you're working on a car. So just keep that in mind. These are my two favorite styles of pry bars. Yours might be different. Maybe they're the same. Maybe they're just different companies. Whatever the case may be, these are two different styles of pry bars. These are my likes about them. Dislikes? I have no dislikes. It's a pry bar. I mean, you use it to try to move the world. That's pretty much what it is. I have no dislikes out of the two different styles of pry bars or strike bars that I actually have. I've got no dislikes. I really don't. That's all I got for this video, guys. Again, make sure you check out my boy Michael from Flat Rate Master. Give him a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Check him out. He's got a lot of great content. That's all I got for this video, guys. Cheers to those of you that have your beers, and I hope you're enjoying your work week. We'll see you guys later.